All right.
All right. I know we are still letting people in. We had a little switch of links, so we're getting everybody in now. So I'll go ahead and start with some of our welcoming remarks before we get to our main event with Summer. Good evening or afternoon, depending on your location, and welcome to our conference's final keynote presentation with Summer Owens. My name is Jess Cooper, and I'm an initiate of the Maryville University Circle. In addition to volunteering with ODK, I am actively involved with several other organizations and individuals as a nonprofit consultant and advocate for healthy nonprofit organizations. It has been my pleasure to serve as a member of this year's conference programming committee. Throughout the third day of the conference, we've been able to participate in everything from a yoga and wellness session. Thank you, Kara. I was there this morning, to more workshops focused on types of personal and professional development. I know I have enjoyed my sessions today, and I hope everyone else has too. I am really excited to introduce this afternoon's keynote speaker. I just listened to the first episode of the ODK podcast, Listen Up ODK Leaders, where our keynote speaker was a guest. So if you haven't checked out the podcast yet, I encourage you to do so. Summer is on the very first episode. So let's jump into this introduction. Have you ever felt like you wanted to be a leader but didn't really know how? Do you find yourself in a leadership position, yet feel like you're an imposter, leading but not sure what you're doing? If you answered yes, not yes, then get ready to learn how to lead with more confidence and get the support of others for maximum impact, whether you're leading an organization or just your own life. Our speaker today has been featured internationally in media outlets including CNN, HLN, the 700 Club, and Speaker Magazine for her story and extreme resilience and unexpected leadership. As the CEO and founder of So What and the So What Foundation, and a certified So What success coach, she inspires people to live no judgment, no excuses lives. She is an award-winning author and speaker with honors, including the Women of Achievement Heroism Award, Top 40 Under 40, and the 3 highest honors at her alma mater. In college, she was a professional runner, but not on a track or a field. She ran to class, she ran to work, she helped run many campus organizations, but mostly she ran after her dreams. Helping us to become more confident and resilient leaders, please join us in welcoming from Memphis, Tennessee, author, speaker, bargain hunter, I'm coming to visit you, Summer, 2000 initiate of the University of Memphis Circle, Summer Owens.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Jess. Thank you so much. So as everybody's coming in, I want to first ask you to please grab something to write on and grab a pen, a pencil, a crayon, a marker, or something in your true color. So I know you guys got the opportunity to participate in true colors, and so did I. I'm representing mine today. And I want to ask you to grab something to write with in your true color. So I'll give you just a second to grab something to write on and to grab something to write with, and preferably in your true color. So as you're doing that, I want to first start with this question. Who first told you that you are a leader? And did you believe them? So here's what I know. Being a leader can be really, really hard, especially during challenging times. And we've all experienced some really challenging times in 2020. And we're probably still dealing with a lot of those challenges right now. Now, it's challenging being a leader of an organization. It can even be challenging, especially as college students, being a leader in your own life. But being a leader can also be fun. And it also can be life-changing for you, and it can be life-changing for the people that you lead. But when it comes to leading, I think we all sometimes have doubts about our own leadership ability, as well as doubts from other people about us as leaders. I've been a leader now for over 30 years in various capacities, and I still deal with my own doubt. And I probably still deal with a lot of doubt from the people that I lead as well. But in this presentation, I'm going to share with you some advice on how you can deal with your own doubt as a leader, because it will creep in no matter how confident you are as a leader, and how you can also become a stronger leader with more confidence from the people that you're leading. So first, let me tell you, when someone first made me believe that I am actually a leader. When I was in high school, I went, at my high school, they had 2 tracks. There was an academic track and there was a vocational track. I was on the academic track, but in my senior year, I had all the credits that I needed to graduate, and I thought I'd take a vocational class, a fun vocational class. The name of the class is Clothing and Textiles. The class was Textiles and Clothing. Seemed like a really, really interesting class to me. Never wanted to be a fashion designer or anything like that, but I was just interested in art. You see, I had taken art for the first 3 years that I was in high school. I've gotten an art 3. So I like to draw, I like to paint and things like that. So I thought this clothing and textiles class would be fun. And I also thought it would be easy, an easy A. First test was the color wheel. The color wheel. So the color wheel that you see on the left was the color wheel that we had been shown or taught. And then on the test, we got the blank color wheel. Again, 3 years of art. I'd done the color wheel for 3 years. Easy peasy, right? So I filled in the color wheel. And this is what mine looked like, the one on the right. Subtle difference, right? See, yellow's at the top on the one on the left, yellow green is at the top on the one on the right. So guess what? My teacher marked my color wheel and that of most of my classmates wrong. It was wrong. I was like, no, that's not right. That's not right. My color wheel is not wrong. It's a wheel.
Oh, here.
It's a wheel, so it can't be wrong. All you have to do is turn it. I said, no, I went to talk to the teacher about it. She said, Summer, I'm sorry, your color wheel is wrong. And so are the other ones. They're just wrong. Yellow's supposed to be at the top. It's like, that's not fair and that's not right. I said, I'm going to talk to the principal. Stood in front of my class and I said, I'm going to talk to the principal. My color wheel is right. She's doing us wrong. Who's going with me? Most people in the class looked around. Finally got 4 people to stand up and say, I'm going with you. One of them was my little sister, who's a sophomore. We went to the principal. We went to the principal's office. And the teacher came in and she said, no one else is complaining. No one else is saying anything. Summer is just a ringleader. A ringleader. So I was like, I heard the term before, but I really thought about it in terms of a circus. But I looked it up. And I was like, oh, okay, a leader of with unlawful. I was like, opposition to authority. I was like, that's me? I just wanted my color wheel to be graded correctly. But when that moment though, I said, you know what? I saw something was wrong. I didn't agree with it. And I stood up for what I believed was right. But there's your ringleader right there. But it was in that moment that I realized, you know what? I am a leader. I am a leader. So even though my teacher meant it in a negative context, she made me believe I'm a leader. I can go after what I want and I can get people to support me. Now, granted, it was only 4 people, but they came with me. The principal agreed with me and my test was graded correctly. And so were the tests of all of my other classmates. But that's when I believed first that I was a leader. Now, you may be wondering what made me feel like an unlikely leader, or why I even have this presentation, the unlikely leader, or why I doubted myself. You see, when I was a little girl, even as a teenager, I had really, really low self-esteem. I was bullied, I was picked on, and there was even an I Hate Summer club. I grew up in a lower middle class family. My parents didn't go to college. They didn't talk to me about going to college. So it was a lot that I didn't know. And I didn't even like who I was. Throughout my childhood, I doubted myself. And like I said, I didn't even like myself. Then my 15th birthday changed my entire life. My 15th birthday changed my entire life. I was raped by a friend of a family member. In the picture that you see here, I actually was taking a picture for the yearbook because I was on the yearbook staff, and I'm pregnant and I'm trying to hide it. But before my 16th birthday, I was a mother. So by the time I was in that clothing and textiles class and having that meeting with the principal where I was called a ringleader, I had a child. He was 2 years old at the time. I was also the editor of the yearbook staff, and I've been a class president in several other organizations, but I was scared, I was nervous, I was unsure of myself, and I was trying to figure out who I was as a young person, as a teenager, a young woman, trying to figure out who I was as a mother, and I was trying to be a good leader and trying to balance it all. Still graduated from high school, and I got a full leadership scholarship to the University of Memphis. But I used that moment where my teacher called me a ringleader and who helped me believe that I actually was a leader. I used that to push me to keep leading, to seek leadership positions, to keep growing. I applied for and I got an emerging leadership scholarship to the University of Memphis. Got involved on campus, even pledged a sorority where I gained some amazing sisters who helped me on my leadership journey. I became Miss University of Memphis because of my leadership and my involvement, including my 2000 initiation into ODK, and I graduated magna cum laude. Started my career with the Memphis Grizzlies NBA basketball team in FedEx Forum Arena, where I got to meet some pretty cool people, NBA players, even Destiny's Child. Beyonce was one of my favorite people to meet. I became a marketing advisor for FedEx after I earned my MBA. And today I am the national president for the Alumni Association at my alma mater. Now, I've been successful by most people's standards, but I had challenges. And I had lots and lots of doubts about myself, and definitely doubts about myself as a leader as I grew into my career. And I grew through college and as I grew throughout my career. Now, some of those challenges were apparent and people knew about those challenges, but then a lot of them they didn't. The low self-esteem, the self-doubt, because of some of the experiences in my life, people didn't know. People had no idea. So I still question myself as a leader. But I succeeded and I had the achievements that I've shared with you because I learned how to say so what. Now, saying so what as a leader simply means you are not deterred by doubters or even your own doubt in yourself. You're motivated to overcome obstacles and make things happen without excuses. Now, let's talk about how you can do just that, how you can overcome that doubt that you might have in yourself and the doubt that others might have in you, and how you can also overcome your obstacles to be the best leader of an organization or the best leader of just leading your life. Now, first, I want to start with highlighting someone who may have been considered an unlikely leader. Now, she's our Madam Vice President, Kamala Harris. She speaks often about her unlikely background. She was born of immigrant parents and raised by a single mom. She is an attorney and is now, of course, the current Vice President of the United States. She's the first female vice president in U.S. history, first African-American, and the first Asian-American vice president. She is an unlikely leader. She learned how to use her unlikely to propel her and to move her forward. Now, I want you to take out that paper and your true color writing utensil, and I want you to write on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, 10 being the highest. How do you rank yourself as a leader? How do you rank yourself as a leader, and why? And why? So take a quick minute. Don't even give it that much thought. When you immediately think about yourself as a leader, how do you rank yourself? Are you a 1 because you know you got a lot of work to do? Or you feel like I'm 10, I know what I'm doing, I got this. And justify it with why. Why? Why are you a 10? Why are you a 1? Why are you a 7? Using your true color writing utensil as you're continuing to learn about yourself and why you are the person that you are, the leader that you are, and why you do things the way that you do. Your true color analysis should help you to understand not only that, but how to be a better leader and work with the other colors. Now, be honest with yourself. On the scale of 1 to 10, how do you rank yourself as a leader? Now, I want you to raise your virtual hand if you feel like you're closer to the 10. You know exactly what you're doing, know exactly where you're going as a leader, and you know exactly how to get there, or you're close to knowing. Raise your little virtual hands. Or raise your hand if you're more like this, more like I was, and sometimes still am as a leader, an unlikely leader. Somebody who became a leader but really didn't know how to lead or what I was doing. Maybe you find yourself scratching your head like this too sometimes, trying to figure out what it is that you need to do. Now, the title of this presentation is The Unlikely Leader, From Imposter to Impactful. People, we do not have to fake our way through leadership or through life. We can take the steps to become truly impactful. And that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today. Now, many of you may be unlikely or feel like you're an unlikely leader because maybe you didn't expect to be a leader. Maybe no one expected you to be a leader. Maybe some of you were groomed for leadership. Maybe your parents were leaders in different capacities and they've shown you all your life what a leader looks like. Or maybe, again, you're more like me, somebody whose parents were not leaders, didn't demonstrate leadership qualities, so I didn't know anything about how to be a leader. And then I found myself in leadership positions, clueless as to what to do and how to be a good leader. Now, that could be you, but in this presentation, we're going to talk about how to unpack the unlikely and really examine why you might question yourself as a leader. We'll talk about acting with appreciation and showing how appreciation can make you a better leader. And we'll talk about how to construct the confidence and be more confident leaders and gain the confidence of people in your organizations. So first, let's unpack the unlikely, or why you may be dealing with self-doubt or doubt from others. Maybe it's your background. Or maybe, like I said before, maybe your parents weren't in leadership roles and you haven't really been exposed to that. Or maybe you didn't see examples of leaders. Or maybe you think you don't look the part. Maybe the people who were in the positions before you look different, a lot different from you. And maybe you feel like you don't look the part. Or maybe you've gone through some things in your life that you feel disqualify you from being a leader, or that make you want to hide and not share who you really are, your true color. What's your unlikely? Now, earlier, I asked you to write down how you feel or how you would rate yourself as a leader. So how do you see yourself? Let's talk about the reasons why you might doubt yourself or others might doubt you as a leader. So ask yourself these questions. 1, what do you frequently question about yourself as a leader? So when you're feeling doubt, or when you're receiving doubt from the people that are in your organization, what is it that you're doubting? Was one of your challenges maybe showing up to the meetings on time? Maybe you have trouble communicating what you're trying to say clearly to your organization. Maybe you have trouble getting support. Where's some of that doubt coming from? Ask yourself those questions. Then I also want you to ask yourself, what experiences have I had that may make me doubt myself or my abilities? Finally, I want you to ask, because we're examining what makes you feel like you're unlikely, but I also want you to start to think about how you can turn that unlikely around and use that unlikely to be a better leader. So ask yourself, what is unique about me? What is unique about me in this particular position? When I became the president of the National Alumni Association Board of Directors for my alma mater, I felt like an imposter. Why in the world are y'all asking me to hold this position? I knew I wasn't the right person. So let me introduce you to the two presidents who preceded me. First, it's Anita Vaughn. When Anita was the president of the Alumni Association, she had had a 43-year career as a nurse, which culminated with her being the CEO of a major hospital here in Memphis. Then there's Judge Butch Childers, who had been a judge, a well-known, well-respected judge here since I was -4 years old. And then there was me. There was me, way younger, way less experienced, way less influence, and probably way less money. So why me? Why was I chosen for this position? So I doubted myself and maybe the entire board of 20 highly respected, established professionals that I was charged to lead. Maybe they all doubted me too. But I asked myself those questions that I challenged you to ask yourself in the previous slide. What experience have I had that made me doubt my abilities? And then I started to think about, well, what is unique about me? And what is unique about me in this particular position? And that's when I got my answer. And I stopped doubting myself as the leader. I started doubting myself as to why they chose me. The very reason I doubted myself, one, I was way younger than the two presidents who preceded me. Well, guess what? That's what they wanted. They wanted someone who was much younger with a different perspective, different point of view. So those doubts started to be alleviated as I started to really, really examine why I was in that position. And that's what I want to challenge you to do too. Grab your true colors writing utensil. And I want you to think about this. So one thing that I make sure I always do is learn something from every experience, especially my challenges. So get your true colors writing utensil, and I want you to answer this question. What lessons or benefits can you take away from some of the challenging experiences in your life that may have you doubting yourself as a leader? There's always a lesson in every challenge and every experience. Now, I shared before, one of my biggest challenges as a college student and as a young professional was that I was a mother, But there were so many lessons that I learned from being a mother that I applied to my situation as a leader. So as a mother, I had to learn how to guide someone. I had to learn how to empower someone. I had to learn how to show that I cared for someone. So all of those were tools, all of those were skills that I had developed as a mother that I could apply to myself as a leader, my position as a leader in different organizations. Now think about your life and think about the challenges that you have had in your life and maybe some of the things that make you question yourself as a leader. What lessons have you gotten from those challenging situations? What benefits have you gotten that you can apply to your role as a leader? So next, I want to talk about appreciation. When was the last time? Answer this question. When was the last time that you did something for someone? What did you do? And here's the big question. How did they respond? How did they respond? Did they say thank you? Did they show appreciation? Now, have you ever done something for someone and all you expected was a thank you, but you didn't get it? How did that make you feel? What about the time someone showed you that they appreciate you, that you did something for someone and they said thank you, gave you a genuine thank you, or they showed you some sort of great appreciation some other way? How did that make you feel? And what did it do? In most cases, when we show people that we appreciate them and we appreciate what they've done, we want to do more, or they want to do more for us. When people show us that they appreciate that what we've done, we want to do more. The same applies in leadership. Now I want you to raise your virtual hands if you've experienced any type of loss in 2020. I mean, a lot of us lost graduations, we lost experiences, we lost opportunity to participate in different events. And if you're like me, you might have even lost some loved ones. We lost a lot in 2020. But guess what? We also gained a lot in 2020. So the fact that we're doing this presentation virtually is one of the things that we've gained. I bet a lot of us have gained the skills to do virtual presentations, or to participate virtually, or to learn virtually. And we've also probably gained an appreciation for the people in our lives. We probably gained a deeper appreciation for the opportunity to come together and even be in a classroom. So appreciation, even in devastating situations, is critical, and it's important. And it's an important leadership lesson. Last year, I only got to take 2 trips. I took 2 trips before the world went crazy. But one of those trips was to Accra, Ghana. And I had the opportunity to visit the village of Kumasi. And in the village of Kumasi, I had the opportunity to speak to these students. As you can see in this picture, these students are in a classroom. There are dirt floors. There are no windows. It's very hot in Africa, in Kumasi, and there's no air conditioning. But one thing that I loved about these students was their appreciation. They appreciated me being there, speaking to them, and I could tell they appreciated just the opportunity to learn. So making it a habit to act with appreciation can make you a better person, and it also can make you a stronger leader. Because remember that leadership is not about you. It's about the people that you serve. It's about encouraging and empowering those people that you're leading. So having a perspective with appreciation strengthens your leadership skills. It strengthens your own confidence in yourself as a leader, and it strengthens the people that your confidence from the people that you're leading. So I want you to have appreciation, though, for 2 groups. One, for others, for the people who support you. So think about the people who are in your life who are supporting you. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's your ODK community. Maybe it's your advisors, professors. Think about the people who are supporting you. And are you showing appreciation for them? How are you showing appreciation for them? Then I also want you to show appreciation for the people who doubt you. Show appreciation for the people who doubt you. So as a teen mom, a 15-year-old mom, or even when I was in college and I was a 17-year-old mom, 18, 19-year-old mom, and a young professional, guess what? I had a lot of people who doubted me. I had a lot of people who doubted me. Or as soon as I found out I was pregnant and people started to know I was pregnant, a lot of people counted me out. Oh, she won't make it. She won't be anything. Well, that doubt propelled me. It pushed me and it motivated me. How can the doubt of people in your life, people who doubt you, people who counted you out, or people who simply don't support you, how can you use that as motivation so that you can be better? Then I want you to also focus on having more appreciation for yourself. And when I talk about appreciation for yourself, I want you to think about the challenges and the experiences in your life. The challenges and the many experiences that you've had in your life. And I want you to show appreciation for those. Again, go back to what I said earlier and asking yourself, what lessons have I learned from these experiences or from these challenges? Show appreciation for those lessons, even in the hardest of the times. Then I also want you to show appreciation for the opportunities and the advantages that you have in your life. So look around, not necessarily in your room, but you can look around in this Zoom call. Everybody on this call has had different challenges and experiences, and everybody also has different opportunities and advantages. You have opportunities and advantages that many other people don't have. Thinking back to the students in Ghana, in the village of Kumasi, and thinking about the limited opportunities and the limited advantages they have, and how they make the most of the situation that they have, and they have the positive attitudes to press forward. What opportunities and advantages do you have that you need to show a little bit more appreciation for to help you get to where you want to be? How can you use those opportunities and advantages to show greater appreciation for the people that you lead so that you can be a more impactful leader? So now grab your color, your true color again, and I want you to remember how you felt and what you did when someone showed you that they really appreciated you. Remember how you felt and what you did when someone showed you they really appreciated you. How will you give that appreciation back? How will you give others that feeling? I want you to write down 3 ways that you plan to show more appreciation for yourself and your challenges and your experiences, your opportunities and your advantages. How can you show more appreciation? And then for others, the people who support you and even the people who doubt you, I want you to write down 3 ways that you can be a more appreciative person, a more appreciative leader, so that you can be a more impactful leader. So finally, good leaders are confident. Good leaders are confident. Can you think of a leader who didn't or does not appear to know what they're doing? I bet you can. Think of a leader who's like, they don't know what they're doing. Do you feel comfortable listening to them? Do you feel comfortable talking to them? And do you feel comfortable following them and doing what they are asking you to do? I'm gonna guess the answer is probably no. If they don't seem confident in what they are doing, or seem like they know what they're doing, and not wise enough to seek the advice of others around them, you probably don't have a whole lot of confidence in them as your leader. Now, have you been in a leadership position and constantly displayed that you don't know what you're doing? How do you think that makes the people who are following you or that are part of your organization feel? So now let's talk about how you can build confidence in yourself, as well as build confidence from the people in your organization. Because you see, confidence is critical. If you're going to go from feeling like an imposter to an impactful leader and to actually truly have impact as a leader, you have to be confident. But what if you lack that confidence as a leader? Or what if you just lack confidence in general in any area of your life? I want you to do something now. I want you to stand up. If you need to adjust your cameras, adjust your cameras. And I thank everyone who has their cameras on because I like being able to see you. But I want you to stand up. This will take 1 minute, just a minute. Stand up, and I want you to stand as if you are not confident. As you stand as if you have low self-esteem, not sure of yourself. I hear some chairs moving around. I think some people are standing up. And if you don't want to stand, that's okay. You can do it while you're sitting. Sit like you have low self-esteem and you're not confident in yourself. I'll demonstrate. Now, I want you to give me your most confident pose, whether you're standing or whether you're sitting. Give me your most confident pose. How does that look? So let me explain to you what just happened, and everybody can sit down. Everybody can sit down. When you stand confidently, or when you sit confidently, your testosterone goes up. Now, testosterone, even in us ladies, that's the hormone responsible for confidence. your cortisol levels go down when you stand confident, when you sit confident with your shoulders back, your back straight. And cortisol is the hormone that controls your stress levels. So even when you don't feel the most confident, even if you don't know exactly what you're doing or exactly what you're talking about, one thing that you can do is to reduce your stress and increase your confidence simply by standing or sitting more confidently. Now, this picture is a picture of me at the least confident point in my life. When I was a little girl, I used to suck my thumb and twist and pull out my hair. So by the time I was 5 years old, when this picture was taken, my mom cut all my hair off. She cut it off all evenly because it was sticking out all over the place because of how I used to pull it out. But I didn't like how I looked then because everyone around me, including my sisters, had long, pretty hair and ponytails. I couldn't have a ponytail. So when I was in Ghana, back to when I was in Ghana, I ran across these two girls. And when I saw them, they were standing in a door, a glass door used as a mirror, posing and happy. And it made me so proud to see them because I saw myself. I saw me as that 5-year-old girl. The difference was I was not confident. I didn't like how I looked. So it made me feel really, really good to see these young ladies carrying themselves so confidently when they look exactly like I did in my least confident moment. But let's talk about how you can build confidence in yourself and how you can also gain more confidence from others. So number one is what we just did. Carry yourself confidently. Carry yourself confidently. And that could be just sitting confidently. And that's important even in these, especially now in this virtual world where that's what we're doing most of the time. When we're talking to people, when we're having meetings, when we're leading organizations, we're probably just sitting in front of a camera. But you see the difference in this. One way to be more confident is to just act more confidently, sit more confidently, stand more confidently. Here's another way to increase confidence in yourself. Ask questions. As a leader, you don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers. But if you pretend like you have the answers, people will be able to see through that. People respect leaders who ask questions to get the answers and actually listen for those answers. Listen for those answers. In our leadership positions that we take on, especially when we're in college, we usually have access to people who have similar roles, or maybe even the people who had the positions before we did. Ask questions. First thing I did when I got the position as president of the Alumni Association was I went to those two people that I showed you, that judge and that nurse who had been the president before me, and I asked them a ton of questions and I listened for answers. And guess what that did? That helped me to walk into the position more confidently. The third thing I want you to do in helping to build your own confidence is embrace failure. Embrace failure. I want you to think about a time that you failed at achieving something that you really, really wanted. What did you do to move past it? What did you do to move past that failure? And how can you embrace that and apply that to your life? And then, like I said before, what lessons did you get out of that? So embrace failure. I always say my favorite people are the people who have failed a lot. Why? Because they mean they've tried a lot and they've learned a lot in that trying. So I want you to embrace your failures. But now I also want to help you as a leader. It's crucial that you have confidence from the people that you're leading, that you have confidence from the people that you're leading. So one, to get confidence or for them to have more confidence in you is one, show that you care about them. We talked about acting with appreciation. This is just an extension of that. Show that you care. Show that you care. Don't let every time you talk to them every time you meet, the first thing you do is talk about business. Talk about business. How about you show that you care? That maybe they just lost a loved one. Maybe you show that you care that they're struggling in a class. When you show that you care about them as a person, they are more likely to support you and your vision and your goals as a leader. Second, I want you to do the work that you say you're going to do. So how many of you know leaders who say they're going to do something and then they don't do it or explain why it wasn't done? That kills the confidence in anybody who may be watching you. So just do what you say you're going to do. And if for whatever reason you can't do it, just explain that. So not only are you building the confidence in you from the people that are in your organization, but you're helping to build their own confidence. Now, for the last time today, I want you to take out your true color writing utensil. And I want you to write one way that you will construct confidence in yourself, one way that you'll help to build your own confidence. And I want you to write down one way that you will help to gain confidence from the people in your organization. Now, as you're doing that, I want to remind you of what we talked about today. We talked about three very simple concepts that when you apply them to your life and your leadership, they will help you have a tremendous impact. They will help you to be an impactful leader. Now, for those of you who are bold enough, brave enough, I want you to turn on your cameras because I want to play a little game. I'm going to ask for 3 volunteers. I just want 3 volunteers. What we're going to do is just talk about how we're going to unpack the unlikely, act with appreciation, and constructive confidence. And there are prizes. There are prizes. All right. I see some people. I see some faces. Love it. Molly, got you. And so I can't see everybody. And so Jess, if you can help me.
Yeah, Summer, I see Marsha and Bryant also have their hands up. So it looks like they are also in it to win it.
Awesome. And Jess, if you could help me record who everybody's name, get their information so I can send them a prize for participating. Sure. So the game is simple. It's super simple. I just want each of you or one of you to share for each category how you will apply what we've learned today. How will you unpack the unlikely so that you can be a more confident leader? How you will act with appreciation for yourself or for others, and how you construct confidence, build the confidence either in yourself or in the people that you lead. So one for each. Who would like to tell us all how they will be unpacking the unlikely? What are my 3 volunteers?
Okay, I'll go.
Thank you.
Sure, I'm Marcia. And, when you first asked us to rate ourselves on that scale of 1 to 10, where you see yourself, and I've been in leadership for a long time, 20 plus years, but I still rated myself at a 6.5. And the reason why is because I'm still, I still develop my emotional intelligence. And so that even though, I feel as though I'm getting the buy-in of folks, there's still that little empty feeling in. I'm like, oh, I'm not quite sure. And, if somebody comes back at me with to question or to say, I'm not sure about that, then that's when that sort of emotional unintelligence kicks in and it sort of gets a little personalized. And I'm working to clean that area up, because if anything, I need to receive what is being stated not take it personal, use that as part of the overall motivation to get the job done. Because obviously if somebody comes, I feel that they're coming back at me and questioning or expressing concerns, that they are interested, they are listening. I've got to be the one that's got to be the, you know, the bigger person, if you will, and not let that small piece of that sort of gut say, you got this, girl.
You got it, girl. That's right.
You know,
so it's about changing your mindset and learning how to receive. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Who's going to tell us how they're going to act with appreciation?
Okay, I'll go for this one here. You
hear
me?
All right. I look, sorry, Molly. You can share too. Go ahead.
Okay. So as far as acting with appreciation, just for myself as a person, you know, I think just the events of 2020 and 2021 so far, you know, I think they've been rough years for everybody in some type of way, like you said. So I think like, it makes me appreciate things more. There's things that I'm appreciative of that maybe I overlooked, you know, and I'm just so thankful for that. I didn't even realize sometimes it's so easy to be living life and just not be present in the moment and just, you know, appreciate what you have and appreciate some of the simpler things in life, you know, like, you know, you said your traveling got cut short, you know, and I've had the chance to spend more time with my family that I wouldn't have, you know, if it wasn't for some of the things going on. And as far as you know, being in a workplace appreciation, I've never really been in a management role or anything, but I feel like as a leader or a supervisor or a manager, when you show appreciation to your workers, you know, it means a lot. I know I have quit jobs before just because I didn't feel appreciated. I didn't like the atmosphere. I was like, this isn't what I want to do forever. So sometimes I feel like a little bit goes a long way just to let someone know you're appreciated, whether it's in the workplace. A lot of times this stuff you're talking about, I think about just even relationships, just, you know, being appreciative, I think really means a lot to people. So that's the best way for me to sum it up, you know, but it connects with people in different ways, I guess.
I love it. I love it. I thank you. And that's why whenever I speak about leadership, I also speak about life, because we are also leading our lives. We may not be leading people, but we all are leading our lives. All right, Molly, I know you want to talk about acting with appreciation, and I know you will be acting with appreciation, but tell us about confidence. How are you going to construct the confidence?
Wrong button. So my answer isn't going to be quite as eloquent here, but
it's going to be beautiful.
Tying in appreciation with confidence, honestly, using appreciating others' contributions and their actions to make them feel more confident also makes me feel more confident. I know that once I do something, I just reach out, make a connection, I feel more confident. And so just kind of making the first step, even if it's clumsy or you don't feel like it's, you know, I feel like an imposter sometimes. It's best to just do that and make the baby steps, and the confidence will grow afterwards.
I love it. I love it. After today, you won't feel like an imposter anymore. Thank you for sharing. Thank you all for sharing. So now I want everybody to close your eyes just for a minute as we wrap. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to think about your unlikely, those things that have had you doubt yourself, or that you have felt like others were doubting you. What's that thing that makes you doubt yourself or make others doubt you? Think about that unlikely. What's your challenge, or what's your obstacle? Now I want you to imagine yourself using your unlikely to achieve your own, what I call so what success, like I did as a mom. The lessons that I learned and how I've used it to my benefit. The very thing that made people doubt me made me doubt myself, and maybe count myself out sometimes. And how now it's my career. It has created my entire career, but it definitely helped me as a leader. But what's your unlikely? Imagine using that. Imagine using that. Now, maybe now in this imagination, you're the leader of an organization, or you're the leader of a committee within that organization. Or maybe you're just leading your life, but your members and the people that you're in relationship with, they like you, they respect you, they show up for meetings, they put together awesome programs. Maybe sometimes you get a little overwhelmed or have a little frustration, but someone swoops in to help you out and tell you you're doing a good job. Hang in there. And you're making a difference, and you're meeting the goals that you've set for the organization, and meeting the goals that you set for yourself. And you got support. Maybe not from everyone, because we're all gonna have those haters and the people who let us down and don't support us, but you have support and you're making things happen. How does that feel? How does that feel? But this is an imagined situation, but everybody, you can open your eyes now. This can be reality. When you learn how to unpack the unlikely, act with appreciation, and construct confidence. And then the next time you're questioned as a leader, or you question yourself, whether it's again a leader of an organization or just in leading your life, because we will doubt ourselves throughout our lives, I want you to look at that thing you've been writing with, your true color, pencil, pen, crayon, whatever it is. I want you to look at your true color, and I want you to reflect on the words that you've written today. And I want you to reflect on what you've gone through and learned throughout this conference about leadership and about yourself. And I want you to know that your color wheel is probably right. Your color wheel is probably right. But ask yourself, when you doubt yourself, have I unpacked my unlikely? Am I acting with appreciation? And what can I be doing to continue to build my own confidence and the confidence in others? And I want to leave you with this quote from someone who was an impactful leader. When I worked for the Memphis Grizzlies, I had the chance to meet him several times and talk to him a few times. He was dedicated to constantly improving and leading his team to wins. He was positive. He was powerful. And I think we all know he was confident and resilient. And he will always be remembered. I want you to know that in spite of any challenges you may face, you too can be positive and powerful. You can be confident and resilient, and you too can be an impactful leader who is remembered. Thank you.
Summer.
Love for you to stay connected to me.
Summer, thank you so much. Your leadership and devotion to helping others be successful and lead no excuses lives is inspiring. And thank you for sharing your personal story with us and your approach to being unlikely, confident, and caring leaders. On behalf of all attendees, we appreciate you. And I want to provide you the opportunity to answer any questions that the attendees may have. So attendees, if you have a question, please write it in the chat. Feel free to raise your hand, whatever you're most comfortable with. I know Summer loves this portion of her presentation, so please don't be afraid to ask any questions if you have any.
Yes, talk to me, talk to me. I love answering questions about anything. Nothing is off limits.
I'll ask a question to get us started.
Great.
Summer, what is your favorite part about being a leader now? You've talked about all these different phases of being a leader, growing up and growing into who you are now. What's your favorite part now being a leader?
I think my favorite part is, what's a couple things. So one, I just like people, and I like working with people, and I like when people have ideas, and I like being able to support them in making their ideas into reality and actually making things happen. And I guess it's tied to the second part of my favorite part of being a leader is making things happen. I like to see results. I like to see change. I like to see improvement. And I like, as a leader of the National Alumni Association, I'll tell you, it's definitely my most challenging leadership role, because it's hard to be a leader, but it's really hard to be a leader of leaders. Because the board is full of people who are board presidents in other organizations. And so it's very, very challenging, but I like seeing results, and I like seeing people who have dreams and ideas, and I like supporting their dreams and ideas and making things happen. And probably the third thing I would say is being a leader. In every phase of leadership that I've been a leader, I like learning more about myself and what I can handle and how to handle different situations, because it's not easy. It's just not easy, but challenges always make you stronger. Challenges always make you better. And the same applies to leadership and challenges in leadership. But if you have a heart and a passion for making things better, then you hang in there, you learn how to work with people to make things better.
Well, thank you for being one of those leaders who leads by example. Everything you just said obviously goes along with what you presented. So the fact that you live out what you teach others is just, I have a lot of respect for that. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I see the comments in the chat, and I really appreciate everyone. I really appreciate you.
I have a question.
Okay, great.
I have a question. So I go to school at East Carolina University, and I take a lot of sport management and sport marketing classes, and we're all the time talking about Washington Wizards and the Brooklyn Nets and different teams. And I noticed you said you work for the Memphis Grizzlies. I came in here kind of late, so I'm not sure exactly what role you did for them or what type of leader you were, but was that like your career goal when you were younger? Is that like what you always wanted to do, was work for the Grizzlies? Or it seems like maybe you've been through many career resets, and changes in life that took you to where you are now. So
yeah, that's
I'm
been
just real
interesting.
interested in the Grizzlies, because that's kind of stuff I'm interested in.
Cool. Actually, so the Grizzlies was my first job out of college, but
Okay.
I did not have a goal to work for the Grizzlies or any sports team. My undergraduate degree is in marketing. I knew I wanted to work in marketing. And I actually talk about this in my book. I tell the whole story in my book, my journey through my career. But when I graduated from college, I just wanted a job. I just wanted a job, and I thought it would be easy because I graduated magna cum laude. I was Miss University Memphis. I'd done an internship, so I just thought it would be easy, but it wasn't. And so I went. First of all, it was hard for me to even get interviews, and then once I finally got interviews, it still was very challenging for me to get a job. And the one story I share is I did get an offer, and I was trying to use I'd taken a negotiation skills class my senior year, and they made me an offer. So I'm trying to negotiate. And I was like, well, how soon can I get back to you? And they said 5 days. I was like, okay, great. Because I was interviewing at another company, an ad agency that I really wanted to work for. Well, the ad agency made me an offer, which was basically peanuts and no benefits. And I had a child. So I went back to the company and I was like, I'm ready to take your offer. I'm super excited. And it's like, oh yeah, we're pursuing other candidates. So there I was, left with no job and confused. But I was really, really blessed, because right after that happened, the Memphis Grizzlies, and I don't know how familiar any of you are with the team, but they were moving from Vancouver, Canada to Memphis, Tennessee. And they had just announced that they were moving. It was like the day before they told me I wasn't going to get that job. And I said, that would be really cool to work in marketing for the Memphis Grizzlies. That was the first time I ever thought about working in sports. And it's a longer story, but long story short, I got the job and I started working in sales, and then I moved into marketing for the Memphis Grizzlies. And it was the best job I could have ever had to start my career.
Cool. Thanks for talking about that. I think that would be an awesome job. Thank you.
Absolutely. Look, connect with me on LinkedIn and we can talk about it some more.
Okay, I already think I did try to add your 10 for. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Summer. I know that we need to wrap things up here. We have our final celebration coming up. So please be sure to connect with Summer, like she said, on LinkedIn. I'm sure you're on social media and we can find you there. So please be sure to follow and connect with Summer offline or online, but outside of this presentation. And once again, thank you, Summer. And thank you to all of our conference participants for joining us for navigating 21st century leadership. We'll look forward to seeing you in a few minutes at the conference's final closing celebration, which will begin in, 5:45 on the East Coast, or if you're in Mountain Time like I am, 3:45. We'll see you all soon.
Thank you.